honoring yourself and honoring the moment. That's what I want to discuss today. For a couple of reasons. Firstly, as this is the second time I'm doing one of these videos where I pretty much just stream of consciousness to a camera for the creative act of it, there was a different sense of pressure to creating today's video compared to yesterday's. Because yesterday, there was no standard set. There was no precedent. It was a completely new thing and it was whatever it was. Whereas today, there is a precedent. I've set a standard with what I have previously created. And this automatically influences my approach to this creative process. And really, I think this is applicable to any creative process. The first time you do something, you have an element of naivety about what it might be that allows you to be freer in your expression. However, as soon as you've created something and had an experience with it, this then forms a perception or an expectation about how something's going to go. And I found myself this morning as I was thinking about, what might I talk about today, that my mind was racing. Too many ideas, but no single idea that seemed resonant to me today. Some of the ideas I had were ones that at other points I will likely talk about, but there was no sense of flow or no intuitive nudge telling me that yes, that is what you should talk about today. And so I decided to meditate. And through that process of calming myself down, calming my mind, really the message just came through of honor yourself, honor where you are at today and create from this place. Trying to force myself to be a different way would be inauthentic in this moment, and I'm convinced it would affect the effectiveness of what I'm sharing. Now, you may also be able to hear in the background a somewhat repetitive thudding noise. And for me, this is actually a wonderful addition to this idea of honoring yourself and honoring the moment and acknowledging the circumstances you're in and working with what you've got. Because like I mentioned this morning, I've been sort of flitting around the house wondering what to talk about. Should I press record? Should I go through with it? Should I not? Really spending time trying to process my thoughts. And it was then after my meditation, I felt a sense of clarity and I was ready to begin doing this. And as I was loading up the program to start recording, the noise outside began. And suddenly, there's this curveball of, I finally think I'm ready to an external circumstance definitely impacting the process, as in my perfectionist tendencies want the quality of the audio to be excellent, because I know the quality of audio can have a big influence on how we hear things. And so for somebody to start making noise outside that I imagine is being picked up on this microphone, it challenged my perfectionism. But really, it's reinforcing what I'm bringing to the table today which is the idea of honoring yourself, honoring where you are at in this moment, not needing yourself to be any different to achieve or create whatever it is that you want to create. Because in my mind, the best expression is always the most authentic expression. It's always the most accurate capture of where you're at right now. And trying to work against that creates friction between you as the creator and whatever it is that you're creating. And that's not to say that we cannot get ourselves out of ruts. That's not to say there aren't things that we can do to change our mood and to elevate ourselves from a place of feeling scattered. For me, meditation helps. Also, going for walks helps. To a certain degree, doing this actually helps as well. But I think part of the beauty is finding whatever magic there is right now in this moment. Because all emotions, all states of being are part of the human experience. And when we share, one of the most beautiful things we can do is give another human insight into our experience. Because we only ever really get to see the world through our own frame. And the beauty and the joy of sharing and telling stories and giving an honest account of our lives and the way we see things, the gift in that is that we let others peek in to our frames. And when we do that, we are able to firstly realize that we are all remarkably similar. We all experience remarkably similar emotions, no matter what projection we put out there into the world. There is a continuity and a shared flavor to the human experience, even if our actual external circumstances are different. Our internal interpretations of those, I believe, are remarkably similar, which is why I think it's a gift to create and a gift to share, because it connects us, because it allows people to feel less alone, because it allows people to see themselves in your experience and realize that they are not alone. And to a certain extent, that they're remarkably normal. Which I know can be a challenge for a lot of us. I think in our culture, in our society, we glamorize being special. We glamorize being different, standing out, being unique. Mainly because I think it feels, or it makes us feel more significant and like we matter, as opposed to just being 1 in 8 billion. But with that desire to be special comes an incredible pressure. And I think there is such a joy into relaxing and realizing that you are actually pretty similar to everybody else, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay, because it's just what it is. Honoring yourself, honoring the moment, honoring the external circumstances, and being at peace with how you are right now and letting whatever needs to come forth in this moment come forth is the most powerful way that you can express yourself, communicate with others in a genuine way. So honor yourself today. Be at peace with who you are. Be at peace with how you are.